All this shit talk that came my way said I was so predictable. I challenged you to come today with something that made you not seem like a dumbass spring. I'm done. Tried. Be dropping a new song here very, very soon. I wonder if it's uploaded. I wonder if he uploaded it already. Punk ass. Let's see. Nope, he has not uploaded it yet. Maybe you're just gonna have to wait then. Let's see. Real quick.
Let me ask you this. If I had gotten busted selling and manufacturing methamphetamines within 4 school districts, would you have no jail time? Would you really?
Yesterday was interesting, wasn't it? Yesterday was interesting. The Pentagon stuff.
Doofus is calling. Doofus is calling. Doofus is calling.
The Pentagon stuff was just incredible, man. This song is about you guys, the trolls. And this was made in like 2017. Maybe 18. Bro, stop saying bro. So I'm the whole thing is just fascinating. All of it, all the way around. Oh, there we go. You clearly do. That's why you obsess over me, you pedophile. You know that as soon as I get any sort of real voice, you're a number one target. Right? You already know this. And you're a proud pedophile, right? You're proud to be a pedophile. You absolutely fear me. If you really didn't fear me, you would have shown up by now and done something. All those empty threats you've been giving for the years. You'd show up, but you won't. Because you're a punk ass pedophile piece of shit. Like and I encourage you to keep commenting and proving my point. Everybody can see I just called this fucker a piece of shit pedophile, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care if you know. He doesn't care if you know if this identity, this fake profile is attached to a pedophile. He made the page 3 weeks ago. He'll just make a new page. Absolutely fear the fuck out of me. And if they didn't fear me, they would engage. They would, at the very least, tell me what I'm wrong about. But there's nothing I'm wrong about. These are Jewish pedophiles. Ouch. And they see their world is falling apart. I mean, it's really strange to like.
Yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, now there's a song about you. Hooray, you better about you.
Oh, such a good song. Like I say, you guys have no, that one's not yours actually. You guys to negatively affect me. Inspire great music. You know, you make the feed. You prove, you validate everything I'm saying. Like it's amazing, and I appreciate it. I appreciate how stupid Jews are because they just don't get it. You know, I mean, it's really interesting. Yesterday I had another interesting thing happen. Again, I could never know if it's real or not. But one of the loudest people in the morning video came back on the. I did an afternoon video yesterday, and they came back and claimed to be a 15-year-old kid who was just fucking scared of his dad and scared of the life that his parents were trying to force on him, and it was like, it's just weird. It was like a light turned on, and what you said just made sense, and it was awesome. Again, might just be fake bullshit. I don't care, but it's so if it's fake, then the effort that's done, that's put into me is just even better. Like, it just shows the different levels of this shit, the layers. And the thing is, there are a lot of people that talk a lot of shit. And how do you gauge which things are the real things and which aren't? And a lot of it, I believe, comes from the comment section, the response. All the people claiming censorship to hundreds, thousands of people. The Dan Blazarians of the world that are allowed to exist. The Stu Peters that are allowed to exist. These guys are allowed to exist. Alex Jones was allowed to exist for decades. He was on a network. The network didn't get rid of him. What I have noticed is that I do think they're probably just, cataloging what everybody says. But in the last, I don't know, couple months maybe, it doesn't matter what I say in the comment section of videos. My shit doesn't get the 24-hour block anymore. And I call out the Jews all the time in the comments. And so it makes you wonder, are they just building their case? Songs about Kanye. Comes back every day, yeah. The last thing my family needs is for me to not do this. Because this all just builds up inside of me, and it's got to come out somewhere. So they'll be stuck hearing this shit, and we don't want them doing that. But you have to ask yourself, again, do you realize, how nothing I am? How absolutely nothing. I'm just some doofus in Michigan, 8:30 in the morning, 9 in the morning on a Saturday. I'm just some doofus that, for some strange reason, there's a pretty substantial effort that goes into interfering, distracting, fucking with my feed. And it's been the same group for 10 years. Jaden, what's up? It's something I could have never thought was going to happen. Especially if there's not going to be the fame side of it. With fame comes everything. Good and bad. But for some reason, I seem to be bad part famous, but not the good part. It's really interesting. And they obviously have been fucking with my feed. You can literally go back and look at my videos, my previous videos, and you'll see that the day before Charlie gets shot is the last day my feed was actually allowed to work like it normally does. Now, granted, there have been plenty of different censorship videos that had to be shut down with only a few hundred views. But, at least one of the videos that I would do in the morning would surpass 1,000 views easily. And then I would have to shut it down because the comment section gets cut off or, just something stupid. But if you look at what's been happening since the day Charlie got shot, sure is different. Anyway, where'd it go? Same old shit, dude. Same old shit. My situation sucks because it's the same thing all the time. No, there's a good side to it, and there's a bad side to it. But it's just weird. It's all just weird. I could, like, it's strange to me that there isn't well, it's not strange. It's telling to me that there isn't a famous person that's doing this. Belch. How about the fact that there is no, I just think this is fascinating, that there are no TWA Flight 800 people, relatives, no 9/11 relatives, no San Bernardino relatives, no Las Vegas shooting relatives that are like me. I mean, I know not all of them are going to be like me, or very many will be like me. But to think there's not one or two from each one of those situations, a nephew, a grandson, a granddaughter, whatever, a sister, a brother, something like that, that is like furious at the way the thing was handled and has that inside track and can tell people, like, this is what happened. And it's really fucked up. How come there isn't anybody like that in anything? Think about it. The closest thing you have is the Mothers for 9/11, which I don't even really know, like, what their argument is. They're not, you don't see their videos or anything like that. But, like, there's definitely not some daily doofus. And if there is, he's been censored from it. And it really makes me wonder just how legitimate any of it is. I've been thinking that for the longest time. That any time a thing happens and immediately we're given the explanation as to what it, like Charlie Kirk, how did everybody know immediately that Charlie Kirk was shot because of his religious values and his free speech? It's fucking strange. The Charlie Kirk thing is really, like, this is why they haven't done something like that in a long time. They would have never been able to pull off a JFK in today's society. All the cell phones and security footage and internet to be able to connect everybody. So all those people that thought they saw something or questioned something with JFK just kind of had to keep it to themselves. Because if they did try to talk about it, we were so America programmed back then that they would get in trouble. Oh, you absolutely fear me. What's up? I can't see. Specifically talking to you.
Wake up, I'm about to take a step and boom. throw up.
Ugh. Now she's gonna get up like immediately after I'm done doing this, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Turtle, can you not do this again?
I was eating.
Yuck. Cat puke. Cat puke. Oh, cat puke's so much fun, isn't it? Hi, Turtle Birdo. Hi, Myrtle.
Mom's like,
Of course she is. You bitch. You bitch.
Mom, as soon as Dad started cleaning cat poop, you woke up.
Pet puke.
It was a book last night. She didn't eat that much.
Morning, Dookie.
Morning, Dad.
Morning.
Zeke's got hair up his butt. He just woke me up fighting his mom and cat.
Okay, I don't care. Fucking pants. You know, and think about this with Charlie. I mean, look at the response. Look at the way it's been handled. Like I say, look, your best validation, your best confirmation on what I'm saying is the response that comes my way, right? So look at what comes or look at the way that the same response, the obfuscation, the lack of transparency, the refusal to answer questions or anything like look at, it's the same shit. It's clearly the same people. It's you know, the autopsy, the autopsy of Charlie Kirk has just been completely covered up. I mean, I know it's like, not saying it should be like, primetime TV, but somebody, if you're somebody that's interested in that kind of shit, there should be some sort of way to confirm it, to confirm what we've been told. Our system is nothing but a lying piece of shit system controlled by Jews. Yep, you take your meds today. Yep, see? Here it starts. Jewish control scheme bullshit, right? They can't fucking argue anything, so they start with the provided talking points. Meds, schizophrenia, crack, anything other than engaging in the conversation. It's just weird. You ever notice how nobody's ever said anything to me and I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna fight you now. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. If somebody can get you that upset, then they matter to you. Like if somebody is going to set alarms and shit just so they can watch me and then beg for attention, I matter. It's amazing. The only thing I can ever compare it to is like a heavyweight champion, right? I feel like I'm Mike Tyson in his prime. And I'm just standing there like in the ring going, all right, come on, anybody that thinks they can take me, let's do it. Let's roll, come on. And everybody's just like, no thanks, champ. You suck, champ, you suck. And it's like, all right, cool, come prove it. And they're like, oh no. Like I'm unstoppable here. You know. Here we go. Yep. Deflecting. Yep. Deflecting. The real questions. No real questions come my way. Yep, smoking spice. You see what I mean? Like, this is the best you guys have. What's up, BDN? The ACB? The BDN? What's going on, man? You forgot to plug your phone in again? So I plugged it in for you, and it's sitting
On the counter.
on the counter. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I wonder if Matt is still sleeping, or if he's not. He can't find the feed. He should be here. But I mean, just look at the feed. Look at how it's not like I avoid it. It's not like I'm like, don't question me. You know, if you don't agree, keep it to yourself. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. I don't say anything like that. I encourage you guys to figure out something wrong in what I'm saying. You know? Try to find something wrong and tell me what I'm wrong about. And nobody does it. Step up to the fucking punching bag and let's see what you got. And nobody says anything. It's amazing. Schizophrenia, there we go. Can you imagine being that, like, such a dumb Jew piece of shit? Can you imagine how frustrating that has to be? Knowing that you're not capable, like you believe yourself to be so superior over us Goyim. But then you have this Goyim here that is so important to you that you come to the feed every day and watch me for hours begging for attention. But you're so limited. You can't get out of your little, pre-programmed talking points, the provided talking points that you're given. Like it has to be amazingly frustrating. Like, I know if I didn't like Christianity and I just had to keep, well, I just don't like it. Well, I just don't like it. Well, I don't know why, I just don't like it. That would be frustrating. But look at this shit. Look at how crazy they are. I watch you because it's funny how stupid you are. Yep, it's funny how stupid I am. I think we should kill pedos. And I think we should end the Jew control scheme. Boy, am I stupid. And I'm so stupid that you can't actually debunk anything I'm saying. Not to mention, you make fake profiles just so you can watch me. That makes so much sense. Every time somebody says that, guys, you have to understand, there's nothing that makes them watch me. They have access to every other video on YouTube, feed on YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, Instagram, TikTok. They have access to all of it. What's that one? Twitch. They have access to everything. It's a phone, it's a computer. They have DVDs, they have the TV. They could go outside and do literally anything. And instead of doing anything else in the world, they come to my feed so they can pretend to talk shit. Doesn't that seem just like I must be wildly important? Clearly they fear me if that's what they're doing. And look at this shit. Look at these dumb crybaby comments, right? just crybaby shit over and over again. I'm supposed to be wrong. I'm supposed to be the bad guy here. So why can't you do to me what I do to all of your shit? You know? And you see this not just with me, but across the board. Show me the video of some Jewish guy dealing with or talking to, conversing, debating with somebody that doesn't believe what they believe. And look at the dumbass shit that they come up with. Like the one guy, the famous line like, well, if I don't steal it, somebody else will. That's their logic. That's how stupid they are. And you as a, reasonably intelligent human being, you should be fucking frustrated and pissed off that such an inferior group, is considered higher than you and gets all the Semitism, the policy and predisposition favorable to them that they want. Like, it's not like these people are curing cancer or anything good. They bring nothing good to the table. And anything they do that is good, it's like, well, anybody that's given as much money as they are, the United States gives Israel $3.8 billion a year in the first fiscal month of every year. That 3.8 billion turns into about 15 billion in shekels in their money. Like, think about how crazy that is. And that's just the United States. Canada gives them 2 billion. Australia gives them like 1.2 billion. And then there's all sorts of other countries around the world. I feel for the ones that have known what's been going on for years. Right? I mean, these people are just disgusting little monsters. And there's no proof to the contrary. Don't you think it's strange that after all these years, I'm this well known that they do this shit? Oh, look at the person that's using all the Israeli code words is now talking about pizza. If you're not familiar with the pizza stuff, then you have some homework to do. But what do you think the chances are that the person I'm saying is a pedophile who is also, using other Jewish code word bullshit, then brings up pizza? Do you realize how, disgusting it is and how proud of it they are? From what I can tell, I'm the lead, I'm the number one person, the loudest person in the world that's standing up for Jewish children of all things. I can't believe I've been fucking almost tricked into doing this. I'm tricked into standing up for Jewish children. I feel weird. It makes me feel gross. But they're children, so, and they're not like good people by all means. There are plenty of videos where you can see little Jewish kids spitting on Christians, attacking Christians, throwing shit at Christians and non-Jews that are in Israel. But these kids have been ritually, sexually assaulted, abused, violated. You wonder how such little kids could have so much malice and hate in their hearts. And what do you think? What do you think creates that, right? The link is going to be in the description. It's called Israel Hayom is the newspaper. And Israel Hayom's newspaper, or Israel Hayom is the Israel's number one weekly free newspaper. It was Sheldon Adelson's project until he died, but it's not like it's some small little local magazine or some shit, local paper. Israel Hayom is as big as it gets. And it's all Jews top to bottom. Editors, investors, writers, journalists, whatever, photographers, all the website people, everything. Every aspect of Israel Hayom is Jewish. And they put this shit out. The craziest part, though, is when you look at the response from the good guys. Again, always look at the response. Because even the good guys that are interviewed in that article, even the article itself, you can tell it's Jewish, and they're trying to protect the Jewish identity. So at least 4 or 5 times in the article, they remind you that sexual abuse happens all over the world, not just in Israel. You know, it's been documented this happens all over the world, not just here, but it does happen here like a lot. They also say that the police just don't have the resources. And that's probably why whenever a case is created, it's then closed almost immediately with no real investigation, because the Israeli police just don't have the funds, the ability to do the investigation. Like if there's anything the Israeli police do have, it's an abundance of funds. Let's just get that right. But then possibly the worst thing that you see in this video, in this article, is the excuse that the doctors and the professionals all give, the ones that supposedly work in the field of trauma and helping people and whatnot. These are the heads of the, Israeli Trauma Center, international, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're top ranking people in their field. And the excuse that's given on multiple occasions in the article that makes it damn near impossible to read it, the Israel Hayom page will just continuously kick you off, and they make it really difficult to read. But the one thing that's said numerous times, and it says it even right in the beginning of the article, is that the abusers make the abuse so awful that if the victims tell people, they won't believe them. And it's like who thought of that? Because that's not a reasonable thing. That's not a reasonable idea that it's just so bad.
When truth is fun, we're where you come, but we're no one true phony. It's time we run fed by the drums, appearing like we're phony, since those of you who don't know reputation with the princes.
It's the Onelit messing up his connection. Yeah. Look at this shit, right? Now they're commenting on the connection like I have something to do with it. Like when I'm not at my house, the connection's not real good. So obviously there's some sort of block on my house. You saw it yesterday. It was actually, commented on by the people watching. Holy shit, the signal's really clear. Because for some reason, my house has some sort of bubble around it. But look at these comments. Like they're clearly able to talk about what is going on in the feed, right? They'll answer certain questions or certain things talked about, or they're going to talk about the connection, right? Not one of them comes in and says, yeah, we need to stop all these fucking pedophiles. We need to kill these pedophiles. We need to overthrow this Jewish control scheme. They don't even address it. And it's just shocking that that it happens right in front of you, and because you're so well programmed to just, it's conspiracy theory, that you just shut down. And you wonder what it is. So the thing is too, if you ask these idiots what they're doing, you ask these idiots, why are you here? And, we're just here because you're so entertaining. Other than those kinds of bullshit excuses, that again, if you're telling me that out of anything else in the world, I'm the most entertaining thing, I'll take it. Whatever kind of stupid shit you try to come up with, it's pretty obvious what you think. But I can answer for why they're here. I'll give you a better answer than they will. And the first part of that answer is act.io. This one happens to be a page that's completely locked. So there is no, anybody could just edit this page. Anybody could just edit the page. No. Even the pages where you have the illusion to edit, you can't. It goes it's flagged, and then the editors check to see if your thing is balanced and Zionist in nature. And if it's balanced and Zionist in nature, according to Naftali Bennett, former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, as long as your comment is balanced and Zionist in nature, then they'll allow it to exist. But if your shit doesn't fit their thing, they'll remove it. So there's editors in place, right? And just common sense tells you if anybody could edit Wikipedia as they wanted to, people could just destroy Wikipedia. Go to an article, click edit, click select all, click delete, click save, and then move to the next one. Like, you could really fuck it up, right? But act.il was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online anti-Israel content, quote, such as the BDS movement, the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement. Its activities were referred to as an online campaign, quote, and a, quote, virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. Pay attention here. This is the nitty-gritty. These are the receipts, right? I ask you guys to provide receipts on how I'm wrong, and nobody has anything. I ask you guys to tell me why you're here and what motivates you to set alarms and watch me for hours every day begging for my attention while never, acknowledging anything being said. And you don't have anything to say, The only thing that you ever really tell me is I should stop doing this, and I'm schizophrenic and I need my meds, and all those provided talking points. And you're going to see what I mean in a second. Act.io directed its users to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share. Think about that. Just the way it's purposely worded this way. You have to remember, this is Israel's approval. So the idea that this app sent users on missions, that's military lingo. That's like Tyler Robinson talking about vehicles and drop points and shit. People don't say that. Regular people don't talk this way.
Let's finally set the record straight.
Missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. You see what I'm saying? It's in fucking black and white here. Anybody can look this up. Nobody can edit this. It's the record. It's the,
Islam really means peace.
it's the forever record is telling you that this is just one little thing. One little piece, Act.io. And yet it answers for everything we're talking about. The app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. Now here, by completing the missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. Real-life prizes. If they can rack up enough points, they get a new car, they get a new TV, they get a trip to Israel, they get whatever. They've like you ask what the motivation for someone to come just be on a feed for hours at a time that you supposedly disagree with while you cry the whole time that person should stop talking. Well, if there was prizes for doing it, if you racked up time, if you got bonuses for every comment that gets read or acknowledgement or whatever, we don't know. But it fits this narrative that's given. Look up Hezbollah.
How much of a prick someone has to be.
Megaphone desktop tool. This is a new one. The Megaphone desktop tool was a Windows action alert tool developed by Give Israel Your United Support, GIYUS, and distributed by World Union of Jewish Students, World Jewish Congress, the Jewish Agency for Israel, World Zionist Organization, Stand With Us, Hezbollah Fellowships, Honest Reporting, and other Israel public relations organizations. Wow, this is really interesting. The tool was released during the released in July during the 2006 Lebanon War. By June 2011, the tool was no longer available through the GIYUS website. An RSS news feed was available. The Megaphone desktop software or desktop tool acted as a wrapper around an RSS feed from the GIYUS website. Originally, it gave the user the option of going to a particular site with a poll, and if the user chooses to go to the site, the software then casts a vote automatically when this is technically feasible, but that feature had been discontinued. GIYUS tries to save you the time and effort of locating the voting form inside the website, a seemingly simple task that may prove quite confusing at certain sites. Whenever we technically can, we direct you straight to the voting action. If you have arrived at the poll results, it means that you were directed straight to the voting action and have already successfully voted. Wow, that's really fucking weird. So it casts your whatever it figures out what the poll is about, and whatever the most pro-Israel response is, it responds for you in that way. That is fucking crazy. If for some reason you don't care to vote, you can always use the no thanks link in the article alert pop-up. In later versions, the voting concept was removed entirely and the tool directed users to anti-Israel websites, giving users and option click a button labeled Act Now. What? Directed users to anti-Israel websites, giving users and option click a button labeled Act Now. That's a really poorly written sentence, which would direct the user to a poll or email address. Like, that's just assuming that anti-Israel websites have polls on them. What if they didn't have polls? You're still given the website address or the email address of the site itself so you can cry or try your best to destroy it. I don't know, but this is a weird thing. This is a weird technology that's that's not really well known. I beat that guy up with one hand. He was trying to attack the retarded girl. And I went and he got mad and tried to fight. And I only had one hand. This was a long time ago. And I beat him up. So that's why he always revs his engine when he drives by, because he's mad. This was like 10 years ago. The software license provides for remote updates. Quote, you understand and agree that GIYUS.org may provide updates, patches, and or new versions of the software from time to time, including automatic updates that will be installed on your computer with notice to you as needed to continue to use the services, and you hereby authorize such installations. According to the Jerusalem Post, Amir Gisson, head of the Public Affairs Department of the Foreign Ministry of Israel, has expressed support for the tool's use. Quote, the Foreign Ministry itself is now pushing the idea, urging supporters of Israel everywhere to become cyberspace soldiers in the new battleground for Israel's image. I love when I find shit like this. Because it's like, okay, so remember all the stuff I'm saying? Remember I've been saying all this stuff for years? And then the crybabies come into the comments and they try their best to distract and talk lame shit about how I guess I'm making shit up or whatever. But then you get these kind of, these articles and these websites, or, I mean, just this page here, this entry into Wikipedia. It's just everything is right here in front of you. And look at the response in the comment section. Keep in mind that every single one of these commenters is here every single day, begging for attention, getting ignored, and trying their best to talk shit about me, but not at all what I'm talking about. Think about how ridiculous that is, but then compare it to what I'm reading. Supporters of Israel to become cyberspace soldiers in the new battleground for Israel's image. Computing websites The Register has described use of the software as, quote, organized mass manipulation of technologies which are supposed to be democratizing. I don't know that word. Democratizing. And claimed Megaphone is, quote, effectively a high-tech exercise in ballot stuffing, in manipulation, in vote manipulation. This is fucking wild. The registry also reported in the BBC History Magazine website, noticed an upsurge in voting on whether Holocaust denial should be a criminal offense in Britain. But the closing date had already passed and the result had already been published, so the votes were invalid anyway, because that's how stupid they are. They were voting on something that had already gone through. Stuart Purvis, former director-in-chief of ITN, has noted that an independent panel reviewing the BBC's Israeli-Palestinian coverage received a large number of letters from North America which accused the BBC of being anti-Israel. He states there was evidence of pressure group involvement. I mean, this is the proof, right? These are the receipts that you just don't understand they exist. But they exist. It's here. It's also interesting how, it doesn't matter what it is. I look at everything blindly. If I've read it before, I'll let you know. But most of the shit like this, I've never read before. And every time it's something I've never read before, I mean, anytime it's anything, it always paints Israel in this fucked up, crazy light. Remember, this is Wikipedia, so this is Israeli-approved material. This is balanced and Zionist in nature, according to Naftali Bennett. Every single thing you find, nothing ever is like Israel is so good because this technology helps make things equal, helps bring a voice to, those who don't have the voice, whatever. It's never anything but like really suspect, crazy shit. Look into any Palantir, BlackRock. Look into anything. Look at the CEO list. Look at all. It's all clearly Jewish control scheme bullshit. And it's 100% of the time. You look at any sort of World War I, World War II, you look at any sort of conflict or any sort of tragedy, and as long as you just keep following, like until you get to the point where you can't go any further, once you get to that point where you can't go any further, you're gonna find Jews. Probably before that, but once it gets to that that initial point, that creation point or whatever, if it's negative, it's Jews. And this idea, Jews are really, of course they are. They have to. They make up 0.183% of the world's population, 2% of the United States population. There's no way they would maintain their supremacy if not for covert manipulating bullshit. It's the only way it works. They have to do this because they're not good people, right? They're horrible, horrible people. And again, notice how nobody is telling me, well, you're wrong about this because of this. You're wrong about that because of that. They don't do that because I'm not wrong. How are you going to tell me I'm wrong when I'm reading it to you? This isn't just my opinion here. This is the facts. This is at least the facts, the truth that Israel wants you to know. I'll never sit here and tell you that Wikipedia is unquestionable fact and truth, and no, but it is the truth they want us to know. Commercialization. Following the success of the megaphone tool, the developers formed the company Collective. In 2007, Collective released their web assistant, a general purpose commercial version of the megaphone tool. Collective Inc. was an Israeli-based, privately held startup company which marketed software designed to influence ratings on sites which allow users to rate articles and other items. Collective launched publicly in May 2007 with $2 million US in startup funding from American venture firm Sequoia Capital. Gee, I wonder who that is. Collective main product, not collectives. Collective main product was a system designed to influence ratings on key sites which measure the popularity of items on the internet. The system had two main components. The APB component that allows an individual to create and distribute a call for action website. Hey, I don't like this. Here, you guys go here. Check this out. Call for action. Doesn't that explain why they're here? Have a good day, Jaden. So when you wonder how do so many random Jews just happen to find my page? Well, here you go. It's a call for action web page. They all know to go to these call to action web pages. And when it tells them here, this is a new target, go get some points, go here, use the ActIL software, go here, rack up your points, and then collect your reward. Again, receipts. You tell me what I'm wrong about, right? God has a plan. I love how stupid Christians are, man. I don't love it. I hate it, actually. It's really like, it's like, when you see somebody that's really this great person and they're not horribly ugly or anything, but they're just super, super insecure, and all they do is talk shit about each other, about themselves, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not smart enough, and doggone it, people don't like me. Christianity is that, this idea that it's this self-deprecation. Yeah, well, those are God's chosen people, not us. And then this inability to understand that, like, Christianity was created by the Jews specifically to control one portion of the population, while Islam was created to control another part and then have those two bickering so that nobody pays attention to the Jews. Like, it's crazy. It really is crazy how stupid how do they get away with this? Other than your average Christian doesn't actually know their own shit. That's the other problem. Most people claim to be Christian and don't know anything about the shit. Ask them what the 10 Commandments are. They have no fucking idea. Ask them anything about ask them what's the first thing your God does after it turns on the light. Remember, it doesn't make the sun and the moon until the 4th day, so not sure how you even have 4 days without the sun and the moon, but apparently it did it. And then to think about it from the whole earth-shaped perspective. So God supposedly made the round earth flying in space, just sitting there, just flying around doing nothing, and then made the sun 4 days later and then put the earth into the sun's orbit. Is that what you think? Like, it's so fucking stupid, right? It's like I don't have a problem with smashing your beliefs, because your beliefs are what's used against you. You're not a Christian because it's the right thing, it's the good thing. If Christianity was any good, they wouldn't force it on you as a kid. They'd let you grow up how you wanted to grow up, and then if you were, as an adult, you could decide what you wanted to do. You could decide if this makes sense to you or not. Instead, they have to program you with such Santa Claus fake bullshit from a young age so you'll believe it. If you didn't believe it as a kid, you're not going to believe it as an adult. And you always hear these dumbasses who pretend like, oh, I was an atheist. I was an atheist. And it's like, okay, so what made you change your mind? They never have anything to say. I would assume, like, if it was me, to get me to go all Charlie Church Christian, there would have to be some sort of really significant thing that I would be wanting to tell everybody. As much as I could possibly tell people. Like, oh, hey, my name's Guy, nice to meet you. By the way, I was an atheist, and then this happened. You wouldn't fucking believe it. Like, I would tell everybody. And yet your average Christian is just too stupid to even understand what's going on. They just, it's like, that the Bible is all Jewish fairy tale, right? And they're like, whoa, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking. If you read the Bible, you would believe it. And like, no, wait. Do you understand that all the characters, including Jesus, are Jewish, and it's all Jewish fairy tale? You're just stupid. What about your haircut? Your haircut's stupid. I don't like your haircut. And it's this literally how it goes time and time again. They're just stupid. You've been made to be stupid. They need you to be stupid, so they have you believing stupid things. It fosters stupidity inside of you. It's just how it works. I mean, do you really believe that a feed can have 7 likes and 7 viewers? That's the algorithm doesn't push it once you start getting as many likes as you have viewers. Don't you think the algorithm would be pushing the feed? Strange how that works. The sheeple would rather believe a lie than the truth. Which is weird, because the truth is better than the lie. They followed the program, they were obedient slaves, hypnotized them to believe that... Oh, don't waste your time talking to Allie, she's a dumbass. Most people are just followers, does not There's not too many. Well, the thing is, being a follower isn't a bad thing. We need followers. You know, you can't have all engineers trying to build a bridge. You need the people to work it. You know, there's people specialized in different things, and you can be a follower and still be a leader in the department or in the arena that you're a leader, but you're still following. Being a follower isn't a bad thing. It's just what you choose to follow, because it literally is a choice. Judaism definitely isn't a race. Oh look, now we suddenly drop down to 2 viewers and 7 likes, which makes all the sense in the world, right? This is how YouTube works. It didn't work like this prior to Charlie Kirk. But since Charlie, this is how YouTube works, and there's actually at least 4 people commenting. So how do I only have 2 viewers? The system had too many components, the call for action, and the web assistant installed on the user's computer, which helped APB participants by automating the process of logging in, voting, or commenting according to the previously created APB. So now it's also commenting. So this then gets into the Team Jorge aspect of things. And that as long as basically, they just want you to install this software on your computer, and then anytime there is any sort of anti-Israel or this, that, or the other, the tool finds the website and then votes on your behalf and might even make a comment on your behalf, where you might not even know you exist in this, but when you see the poll numbers and it says, 100,000 people say this or whatever, it's 100,000 people didn't say that. 100,000 computers may have said that, but that's what this is telling you. This is wild. Like its earlier Blue Service team released Blue Frog. Collective software was accused of being unethical. Let's check out Blue Frog. What is this? Okay, Blue Frog was a freely licensed anti-spam tool produced by Blue Security Inc. and operated as part of a community-based system to try to persuade spammers to remove community members' addresses from their mailing list by automating the complaint process for each user as spam is received. And it's the frog, because we all know that frog, right? Pepe the Frog bullshit. Did Jesus go around forcing himself onto others? Yeah, he pretty much did. Jesus walked around crying. If you read all of the stuff that's in red in the Bible, Jesus is, you need to believe in me. You need to believe that God is my dad. If you don't believe it, you're going to go to hell. You need to believe me. Yeah, Jesus did that a lot. No, he asked them to follow him and tried to show them the light. He never forced himself on anyone. They didn't want it. Well, and then there's that part where apparently the thousands of followers were somehow able to feed themselves every day. But then one day, they just couldn't. So Jesus told all of the disciples, you eat the fish and the bread, put the crusts and the fish bones in the basket, and then everybody else will eat from that. You have this idea that Jesus created a whole bunch of fish and a whole bunch of bread. He didn't. It doesn't say that. It just says that the followers got to eat out of the basket of scraps. The next day, they woke up and Jesus was gone because he didn't want the people to rely on him. So he bounced after feeding everyone because he was upset. You just don't know your Bible, right? You're just dumb as shit. So I'm wrong for not believing what you believe? Yeah, that's possible, right? Like if somebody believes it's okay to fuck kids, then they're wrong. Yeah, that's how things work. If you don't believe like I believe that fucking kids is off limits, you're a piece of shit and we should kill you. And the fact that you believe in Sky Daddy bullshit when you don't even know what it says, You're just one of these dumbass followers who's only Christian for selfish purposes. You know, you're selfish and insecure. I don't want to die. I want to go to heaven and live forever. You don't even know why you're Christian. Just like every single one of you dumbass Christians, right? None of you can ever answer the most simple questions. You have to be blind not to realize that they can upload and download into everyone's consciousness. Can you call it a dream? I don't know about all that, but it's very possible. They're at least 50 years ahead of us in their technology. So I don't discount any of it, possibility-wise. But there's just such a simple question, right? The simplest question that none of you can answer. Especially dumbass Ellie, who claims she can answer shit all the time, but never seems to be able to. And the question is serious. It's just so simple. What is it? What proof do you have? Oops. What proof do you have that is right and or Judaism or Scientology or any of the other religions that you're smart enough to see is real? What proof do you have? Why are you Christian? It's a difficult thing. He asked you, well, why do you believe in this thing? Well, because there's obvious, because this and this. And if you ask the McDonald's executive why McDonald's is the best, and they say, well, because our handbook says we are, that's not a reasonable answer. But if you ask these fucking idiots, why do you think Christianity is right? They don't know. They have nothing. Look at how dumb you are. Listen how dumb these comments are. We are Christian to follow Christ so that kingdom of God will come to earth. Stupid. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Stupid. Like, Islam is wrong. Again, there's that arrogance again. All three are the Abrahamic religions. They all come from the same source. They all say the same thing. And Islam talks about Jesus. So is it wrong when it talks about Jesus? Jesus being a prophet and a great man and all that other shit? But what proof do you have? See, they can't answer the simple question. What proof do you have? Same question. What proof do you have that Jesus isn't working through me? That God doesn't hate all the religions that have been and it's using me as the voice to fight against the corruption and the bullshit that's all associated with religion. Prove that's not the case. See, look at how stupid they are. Run! Jesus loves you. Run! I'm stupid. Run! And of course, this is the female who can't, likes the Bible but doesn't follow it. Because 1 Timothy 2:12, she doesn't like that one, so she doesn't follow it. Because she's an arrogant, dumb piece of shit. Islam is wrong, but Christianity's not. Can you imagine how stupid that is? You're that fucking basic and stupid. Including political beliefs. It is the truth. Most people can't answer why they're a Republican, why they're a Democrat, why this person's bad, why their guy's good. They're a Trump supporter, why they're a Trump supporter. They don't fucking know. Or at least they won't say it. They're not going to come out and say, well, because he's white and he's racist and he's homophobic and he's sexist, and that's me. I'm white, racist, homophobic, and sexist. Nowadays, you're a pedophile as well. Trump supporters are pedophiles. Whatever, man. Stop it.
That's for
Oh,
Marvin.
come
That's for
on.
Marvin.
Stop bringing more shit into our house.
The real damage that you're doing is a fable that the boss is up to the money in our pockets. Well,
Dogs are coming.
Oh my goodness. Are they friendly?
I do nothing that she responds to that like nothing. She's never that excited to see me. Chill the fuck out, guy. Stop saying things we can't answer. Stop it. Stop it. You're destroying the illusion. Stop it. Look at this crybaby shit. You're very arrogant and hypocritical. What am I a hypocrite about? Give me something that I'm a hypocrite about. He's always mad. Yep. The idea of fucking raping children pisses me off every single day. I'm not like you. I'm not somebody that goes, well, I don't really care about children being raped. What do I care?
the views and facts in this called fact.
Like, you realize everything you say is just, it just keeps proving the point, right? Right? Look at how stupid they are. Psalms 137:9. Happy shall he be who taketh the children and basheth them upon the stones. That is fucking disgusting. I'm smoking spice here. The global tax everybody enslaved to what you call the global system. Bet you're here to chat washing. You know nothing, guy. Yep, I know nothing. That's why you religiously follow me, and I don't give a fuck about you. Because I know nothing. That makes so much sense. Look at how stupid you guys are. Look at the dumbass saying, bye to everyone, bye. Guys, please give me attention. I don't get any attention in my real life, please. Say goodbye to me. Nobody says goodbye to me. It's amazing, man. It's amazing how fucking weird you guys are. But how like typical. It's all just such typical Jewish bullshit. Like how they all walk the same way, right? If you've ever seen, yeah, why don't you not leave that there? If you've ever seen, like I saw this video the other day, yesterday or 2 days ago, where this black dude in Europe, in Britain, I believe, is London maybe, I don't fucking know, is on the streets, and there's all these Hasidic Jews walking by, dressed in their little penguin suits, right? And he asks each one of them, you know, will you say free Palestine? Will you say free Palestine? And they're all walking like they're falling forward, and they got their heads down, and they walk really fast. And they no. He finally gets one younger guy. And he's like, I thought you guys were all free Palestine. What's going on here? And he asks us, will you say free Palestine? And the young guy goes, no. And he goes, why? He says, well, because I'm Jewish, and I'm proudly Jewish, and you know, I can't see that. And then he just turns and does his little penguin walk and runs off. It's amazing. Oh, look, Sharon is so discombobulated right now. She's trying to say the guy that's whole identity is about killing pedos is a pedo. Yep, that must be it. Because I'm the one that supports all these pedophile religious organizations, right? Yep, that's what it must be. You could tell Sharon has lost all her strength. All her ability to actually argue is just gone. And she's the one that brings it up. She's the one that talks about Jesus and all this, but she doesn't know shit. And she definitely doesn't want to acknowledge 1 Timothy 2:12, which says, I permit no woman to teach or have authority over a man. She is to keep silent. Yeah, never mind that one. She doesn't like that part. So when it comes, like just like with every other Christian, every other Muslim, whatever, even though Muslims are a lot more dedicated, I do have to admit that. When it comes to the religions, the Muslims are the most dedicated. The Christians are the absolute dumbest. and the Jews are just the worst. But, you know, the Christians are the only ones that have been programmed to think that a different religion that actually hates them is their Christian God's chosen people. Guys support pedos like Joe Biden and the Democrats, right? Because it's the Democrats that are embroiled in all the pedophile stuff right now, right? Obviously, you're a Trump supporter, so as a female, you identify as a female, and you're a Trump supporter. So you're a supporter of a rapist and a convicted rapist and a pedophile. That just shows you how stupid you are. And really, you know, you can only, in this kind of situation, gauge who people are based on who they present themselves as. So when you have somebody that openly supports a pedophile like Trump, then, you know, it tells you that just because she's a female doesn't mean she's not a pedophile. Doesn't mean she doesn't have shit all over her computer that she wouldn't want you to see. Child exploitation materials and a search history she wouldn't want you to see. But just like with everything, you have to look at the response, at what's presented to you. Yeah, but there's lots of different leaders people could follow. And the idea that Biden is some sort of a pedo because one time he smelled a girl's hair. It was a photo op. The girl was right at his nose level, and she must have used some sort of shampoo or something that maybe reminded him of his daughter, or who knows what it is. But he smelled it and he got a smile on his face. He smelled her hair and got a smile on his face. That makes Joe a pedo. Trump was Epstein's best friend. All of these connections to Epstein, all of these previous charges, pedo charges, the Katie Johnson shit, where she did look just like his daughter. She was actually cuter than his daughter. You know, like it's as obvious as it gets. And yet you give Trump the pass because what? Well, because Trump is openly racist, sexist, and homophobic on top of it. Right? Biden wasn't openly racist, sexist, and homophobic, so you wouldn't support him. You know, I am comfortable saying 99% of Trump supporters are probably pedos. 99% of them have some sort of shit on their computer, phone, whatever. Whatever it may be, 99% of the Trump supporters, I'm comfortable saying that. And I don't care who you are. You could be family, you could be neighbors, you could be friends, whatever. As soon as you say you support the guy who has been at the very least been covering for a pedophile organization for the last couple of years, the very least, after promising he was going to be all transparent and all that shit. If you can just overlook that shit and keep supporting Trump, you're a fucking pedo. We're sick of the lies. We're born free, not to be enslaved. It's taxation without representation. Yeah. Shit like that, when you start talking about historical quotes and all that shit, again, why do you believe it? The reality shows you that you've been given is accurate. Just look at all the architecture that's everywhere. All the underground tunnel systems and all that shit that's everywhere. We didn't do that. The narrative that from 41 to 43, in a 14-month period, 15 months if you include the planning, they were able to build the Pentagon, but it took 13 years to renovate it. I'm really shocked. I'm not shocked, you know, because like, you know, there are so many agent provocateurs and shills and, you know, controlled opposition out there that as much as I like the My Lunch Break channel, as much as I like Lucius Aurelian channel, I have to ask why they're allowed to have such large channels and why they never talk about the Jews.
On our dignity and lives, we wouldn't be so quick to perish thinking when we find
And even more surprisingly, neither one of them have done an episode on the fucking Pentagon. As a matter of fact, no one has. If you look up Pentagon Old World, Pentagon Tartaria, you won't find a single video on it. What the fuck? There's no justice without justification. Without justification, there's no justice at all. Yeah. Stop quoting other people. Did the Jews create the tunnels? I mean, do you guys not remember the New York thing that was exposed? The tunnel system underneath the yeshivas? Where the Jews are literally coming out from the streets underneath a fucking newspaper stand and shit. It was busted by the government. The government busted them. The police busted them, and they fought back. But because they're Jews, it was all handled with kid gloves. But I mean, look at the shit talk. So I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy. And you believe the Pentagon was built in 14 months. I'm stupid. 14 months to build it. 13 years to renovate it in the late 90s through the early 2000s with all the tech and everything that we have now. It took a year just to rebuild the section that was supposedly hit by the plane. And yet in 41, they were capable of building the entire building in 14 months. And then if you include the planning, which you would think planning might take a little while, nope. The basic designs were drawn in 5 days. The site was picked on September 2nd, and construction for the Pentagon coincidentally began on September 11th. And the September 11th attacks were the 60th anniversary of the Pentagon. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's so in your face. I've been telling you guys this whole time. The Pentagon is the real narrative. It's the real story. You know, the towers were the distraction from the Pentagon, right? Renovations always take longer. It's not like just painting a room. Right. To build the Pentagon, you believe they could do it in 14 months in 1940s America. And by the year 2000, it takes 13 years to renovate it. Shut your stupid ass mouth. It doesn't take 10 times as long to renovate something than it does to build it in the first place. From nothing. Especially when you're talking about a building that's 5 stories above ground and at least 2 stories underground. I mean, just to dig that shit out, 1940s, would probably take 6 months. Just to get the basic digging. And then, of course, the Pentagon is connected by tunnel systems to all the different major buildings. But you know that there are people here that are working because they have to go against me. Like, even you can hate me all day. No reasonably intelligent person thinks that 1940s America can build the second largest building in the world, the Pentagon, office building in the world, in 14 months. And that 14 months is over 2 winters. Now, granted, it doesn't snow consistently in Virginia, but usually they'll get maybe 1 snow, 2 snows a year, and it's cold. The ground is hard. The majority of the construction took place over 2 winters.
demand that brown people bomb back.
Re-listen to this song again.
Y'all know TBG. We love busting bubbles and it's easy to see. By all of the trouble that continuously continues to double when the conspiracy is exposed to the muggles. They tighten the muzzle when we think we are free. You shave off the stubble of the beard we perceive. Coddles and cuddles, the shit we believe saves us from the struggle, yet it clearly deceives. It's a sleight of hand job. It's a circle full of jerks. Trump's polishing the knob. Nothing yet. We reverse. The Israelis are a mob, but the Americans are resist. We don't see we're being robbed. The illusion really works.
They're led by criminals. These are fake. Most of these commenters are just fake. Trump thinks he's actually speaking the truth. Yep, I'm making it up. I made it up that the Pentagon is said to be built in 14 months and the construction started on 9/11. I'm making that up. That's not truth at all. Don't think that's true. Says the person who believes in Jesus but can't tell you why.
Do everything in heaven when the hell that they command is all part of the plan to further genocide. And once you understand, you'll no longer choose to hide. See, the story they provide makes it seem like there's a truth. So you're feeling to subside, not seeing that the roots. You're so you're confused when told Iran is violated. The terms and others prove that they should be annihilated.
This was written before the Iran bullshit and all that.
It's a circle full of jerks.
This is me telling you. So, if you guys remember, the point, there was a point earlier this year when they tried to say that Trump and Netanyahu were in like sort of a tiff. So Netanyahu pays a visit to the United States. This is a war criminal. The ICC has warrants out for his arrest. He can't go anywhere in the world without getting arrested. Oh wait, no. So he comes here. This is when he out in his chair and pushes it in for him. You know, acknowledging who the boss is. You know, they do all their secret meetings. Everything's held in secret. And then Netanyahu leaves. And Trump then goes to Middle Eastern countries, supposedly signing these truces.
Breaks the truce by attacking something to make it all seem boring like a calm before the storm, and leading us to morning when their tears become the norm. Agent Orange is out there facilitating the next false flag attack. When Syria or Lebanon or Saudi Arabia or Yemen or whatever breaks the truce by attacking something United States and unfortunately supposedly killing American soldiers, which then inspires you to tie yellow ribbons around trees and demand that brown people be bombed back to the Stone Age. Just remember, this was doing all of it. From the attack, to the blame, to reaping the rewards. It's all douchebag Netanyahu, Smotrich, Itamar Ben-Gvir, and the rest of those psychopaths who control the United States narrative. It's time for the revolution. TBG.
But remember that. Remember Trump went around and there was this whole thing, him and Netanyahu are mad, or Netanyahu's mad because is signing these truce deals with you know, the Yemeni and all that. Remember that bullshit?
There's a lot of Christmas songs out there, and not too many Hanukkah songs. So I wrote.
Motherfucker rewrote the Hanukkah song. Well, Obama, child, then allow me to be a bad behavior child. I don't know what the fuck you're even saying anymore. You proved you can't handle the truth because every time someone says the states of truth, you pass it off like it's another label. You call them insane that are actually smart. I don't even understand what you're talking about. Yes, and I support Joe Biden. Look at how desperate people are, right? You always know when somebody knows they're wrong because they start making up their own arguments. Right? They're letting you know their level of stupidity. This person is saying, well, I'm so stupid that I fall for Trump. So if you don't fall for Trump, you must fall for the other side then. You must be a Biden supporter. You won't find a fucking video of mine where I'm like, yay, Biden. But that's what they have to say. Your average dumbass Christian is this is it. It's really shocking how stupid they are. Here we go with the schizo babble. There we go. Yup, schizo babble. Schizophrenic. So I'm sitting here like talking to the voices in my head, and like they're so stupid they don't even know what schizophrenia is. But this is one of those provided talking points, because that's how the Jews fight. And this goes all the way back to the originations of Zionism. You know, people think Zionism began with like the Balfour Declaration and shit in 1917 or 16, whatever. You're so wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. Zionism's official beginning starts with something called the Auto-Emancipation Pamphlet that was somehow distributed to all the Jews in Europe and the Americas in 1882. A pamphlet, just a little pamphlet. And it called for the Jewish homeland and blah, blah, blah. But it also said along the lines of, if you don't support Judaism, then, you know, it's a mental deficiency. It's some sort of disorder for you to not accept the idea that this piece of shit pedo organization is above you. They're just trying to deny that they're sheep A to Z. Well, they're not, though. See, that's the thing. They don't actually try to deny it. They just prove the point. You realize you're always talking about the same stuff. Yeah. You realize that, right? The fact that you come here every day and expect something different just proves the insanity, I guess. If you wanted to hear somebody talk about something different, why don't you just go watch somebody else? Why do you want me to talk about other things so badly? Especially since I'm nothing, right? I got 5 viewers. Who gives a fuck? And it only says 5 right now. It was 1 a second ago. But just, you know. And the thing is, that the funniest part is, if I say same thing every day, how come you, knowing that I'm going to say the same shit every day, how come you can't, like, educate yourself so that you can come back here tomorrow when you come back here and prove something that I'm saying wrong? I'm so predictable, it should be easy to do. It's not, though. We're always in the professional state of war. No, I don't think anybody should leave. You keep saying stuff like that. If you don't like it, leave. No, no, no. If you don't like what I'm saying, then contradict what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with being wrong. Being wrong is how you learn. You know, for many years, I would have argued against you that you know, you can't blame the Jews. You're not allowed to blame the Jews. I've been told I'm not allowed to even talk about them, so we're not allowed to blame the Jews. I would have said that, you know, as much as 15 years ago. But I was wrong. I was wrong that the earth is round. I used to fight like crazy that the earth, what are you talking about? You believe the Bible? Something they wrote when they believed the earth was flat? That's crazy. I used to say that shit all the time. But I was wrong. You don't get to where I am never being wrong. You know, the funny thing, when was the last time any of you actually questioned your own belief structure? When was the last time you could say, you know, I was wrong about something? I believed something my entire life, and then I was wrong about it. I know none of you Christians can say how you were, you know, you were wrong about Christianity or wrong about this or that, and you came to Christianity. There's not a single person on here that claims to be Christian or Jewish that can say, you know, well, I choose to be this way because of this. I looked into Islam, I looked into Scientology, I looked into all these different things. Turns out I was wrong, so I changed my mind and now I'm this way. Nobody can say that shit. Let's see. I can understand why world leaders want to go to war. Of course, they have to thin us out. They have to regain the control. Guy is always wrong. Yep. We shouldn't kill pedophiles. Always wrong. There's plenty of people beyond the Jews that need to be blamed. Trust me. Never said there weren't. There are plenty of Jew puppets and you know, people chosen by the chosen, no doubt. But I don't sit here and focus on the tentacles. If you cut the head off the monster, then the tentacles die. You can cut off tentacles and the monster stays alive. I'm not gonna waste my time talking about the lower level. I wanna talk about the top, the fucking head of the monster. Yeah, the highway, nobody there going 30 miles an hour with all the speed limits is 60 miles an hour. Dude, how are you going to complain about people asking you the same talking points when you call us Zionists and always have the same talking points? When am I, what? When do I complain about people asking you the same talking points? What are you even talking about, you dumbass? If somebody actually engages in the conversation, when am I ever like, stop asking me about that, stop talking about that? They always have an excuse for anything they do. Of course they do. And remember, it's for the greater good, right? There's plenty of killers among the Palestinians, but she's being... Really? Show me the Palestinian killers. Gullible taxpayer guy is on a tear doing it every day. And I've never been even challenged a little bit. Isn't that strange? Other than being right, how is that possible? I take it you're, Y-O-U-R, the monster. Yep. You take it that you're super smart. Just another little proof that we're dealing with Israelis because English isn't their first language. So the subtle little things like which you're to use, which they're to use, they struggle with that. In my mind, nobody has an excuse, not a legitimate one for their crimes, doesn't matter who commits it. Don't question anything, just do as you're told. Exactly. Guys, hypocrisy is showing. He just won't admit it. Yeah, again, do you even know what hypocrisy means? Yeah. Now I'm yapping again. Gotta love the code words. Who started the Israel-Hamas war? Israel. Israel did, you dumbass. When are you saying the October 7th false flag where no Israelis died and no Israelis were taken hostage, that's the beginning of this? Again, way to show how stupid you are. Do people realize that Israel had killed at least 240 civilians prior to October 7th while taking thousands of hostages? And it was setting up to be the deadliest year for the Palestinians since 2006, second only to 2022, which was the deadliest year for the Palestinians, second only, since 2006, second only to 2021, and so on. Do you guys understand that not only was the October 7th false flag not real, completely orchestrated, and no Israelis were killed. If they were killed by Israel. But this is how stupid people are, man. It's just amazing. Coca-Cola, they are God's people, even that, yeah, right, exactly. Yep. Oh, I've got the victim mentality. How am I? What part is my victim mentality? Which part? Like, I love when people say stupid things. They just make it so easy. Wrong. Palestine and Hamas started the war on October 7th. Yep. Really? So you think that they should just allow themselves to be genocided without fighting for? You don't even know like how Israel got there. The formation of Israel in the first place is the start of the war. The whole idea that the Israelis just they got the land. They wanted the land. It was their land, God's chosen land. The Bible says so. The Bible, that's not their book, says so. Just look how stupid you guys are. Hamas attacked Israelis at the festival. Yeah, sure they did. Where's your proof? What proof do you have? Well, that's what they told me. There's no footage of it. You can't find any footage. The only footage you can find is footage of people running with gunshots in the background. And you have all these stupid Israelis that are escaping a fucking music festival in their cars and then deciding to get out of their car and run out into an open field. Because that's what you do when you're being shot at, right? Believe the Jewish God is the one only God on the name of promoting Zionism. Yeah. It's just so stupid. I love when people say stupid things, man. It just shows you what we're up against. And remember, the person saying these things is the person that can't even tell you why they believe what they believe. That's how stupid they are. Why would you ever trust the opinion or word from somebody that doesn't even know why they think the way they think? Oh, now we're gonna go with me looking Jewish somehow, you know, with my giant nose and everything, right? It's always the same things. Do you know about Ellie Ewing? Well, no, remember Ellie first tried to pretend like she was a Filipino who couldn't speak English, and then a week later pretty much had English down? If anybody believes Ellie's a real fucking person, you're a moron. Old man with your tons of wisdom. There is footage of it. No, there's not. We've looked for it. Looked for it live. The video of the latest footage of Hamas attacking doesn't show you anything. Oh, look, there's 3 soldiers standing outside of a storage container that's supposed to be a bomb shelter. You don't see anybody in the shelter. You don't see anything. You just see the 3 soldiers standing outside, and instead of gunning down the people in the storage container, they throw a grenade in there and run, and the footage ends. Before the explosion even goes off, the footage ends. That's proof right there. Hamas was using paragliders. So stupid, man. Horrific day. He should be ashamed of himself. Yeah, where are the funerals? Where's all the funerals? To this day, they still don't say, like, they say things like, well, around 1,200 people were killed in Israel. They don't say around 1,100 Israelis were killed. They don't refer to themselves as people in Israel. They refer to themselves as Israelis. Oh, here we go. Now I'm mentally sick. Yep. More schizobabble. Here we go. Whenever the Jews can't overcome what's being said, they start trying to paint the person as crazy. And as Dave Chappelle said, the worst thing you can do is call somebody crazy because that's dismissive. But this is literally their only option. You're crazy because you don't believe Matitza B'Peh is okay. The cutty, slicey, sucky circumcision ritual they have. You must be crazy because you don't accept the idea that Jews are your God's chosen people. They're better than you. Yep, mentally super sick. Yeah, I'm lost. Oh, sure I am. It's different cultural beliefs. Yep, that's what it is. Not different cultural beliefs. There's nothing to debate here. Obviously, since they can't do it. I'm deranged too, yeah? Says the person who believes in Sky Daddy, but not enough to follow the rules, right? Because you only pick and choose which things you follow. Right? And that's okay, because you're an arrogant piece of shit. Yep, I'm the victim. I am talking about me being bombs dropped on me. And yep, I'm the victim here. Oh, so stupid. Just desperation, man. This is what desperation does. Listen, if I was wrong, and I say this every day, none of these fucking idiots are sitting on this really great argument. They have this one argument that they could make that would just destroy me, crush all the things I'm saying, and prove that I'm wrong about anything I'm saying. They're just waiting for the right time to use it. If they had something legitimate to say, they would absolutely say it. Look how desperate they are to just come up with anything. They don't have any real arguments, so they just go with the same old pre-programmed bullshit. So how do you know what you're, Y-O-U-R, talking about if it has nothing to do with you? Because I read what they want me to read. I follow the narrative I'm supposed to follow. I'm not saying that narrative is 100% true, but the narrative I'm supposed to follow without looking into conspiracy theory stuff. What you know makes Israel and the Jews sound really fucked up. It would be a completely different thing if it was somebody other than Israel Hayom that put out the Bottom of Darkness article. Then you could hide behind, oh, and that's just anti-Semitism like you always do. But even look at the definition of Semitism. The definition of Semitism is policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. Meaning the rules and regulations, the policy, and the predisposition. And predisposition is more than pre-programming. It's on a genetic level. If your mother's family all has heart disease, your mom has it, your grandma has it, all her sisters had it, the grandparents, blah, 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 then you have a predisposition for heart disease. Saying that policy and predisposition is favorable to Jews is pretty fucking insane. It's supremacy, right? It's that worded, really, let's just see what Webster's dictionary has to say. I think we can all agree that Webster's dictionary is an official source, or are you going to pretend like Webster's isn't good enough either?
But that's when they're honest, when they think they are safe.
Let's see. Here, I'll even show you guys, because, you know, I don't want any sort of crybaby to happen. So, Semitism, definition, into the Google machine, Merriam-Webster definition.
I pledge my allegiance to the human race and this thing we share as home.
So we have Merriam-Webster.com. No tomfooleries here. Merriam-Webster. Number 1A, Semitic character qualities. Number 1B, characteristic feature of a Semitic language occurring in another language. Number 2, policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. Policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. Right? Guy always losing and you're maybe and all he does is project. Yo, look at me projecting. Because somehow now Merriam-Webster's isn't a good enough source. Right? It's such a fucking joke, man. It's such a fucking joke. Are you on a private website that has a lock on the website? Yeah, Merriam-Webster.com. I'm somehow fucking with that. Do you guys know that they changed the spelling of Semitism in 2021? Anti-Semitism was spelled ANTI-SEMITISM since its original beginnings in the 1880s. And it was literally anti the idea that they get all the policy and predisposition favorable to them. Like anybody who's not Jewish should have. Anybody who isn't Jewish should be completely proud of their anti-Semitism. I know I am. I'm proud to oppose supremacy in all of its forms. Doesn't matter who it is. Right? Anybody who walks around saying, well, we need all of the rules and regulations, and then the before you know any details or anything, we have the favoritism. Like anybody saying some shit like that, I'm opposed to that. But it was anti-Semitism was initially quoted as that. That's what it was supposed to mean, and that's what it meant forever until just like blood libel. Blood libel is Jews killing Christians and non-Jews, children, to use to drain their blood and use it for their rituals. One of which baking their blood into the matzah and then eating it. And nowadays, anytime somebody says something against Jews, Netanyahu calls it blood libel because they've hijacked the word. Well, it's the same thing with anti-Semitism. And in 2021, after 140 years of the word being spelled the exact same way, they had hearings, or I don't even know what the official capacity is, what the you know, what has to be done to get the spelling of a word changed so that you go back through all of the old records and all that and change it. Like that seems like a pretty significant undertaking, and really I've never heard of it in any other capacity before. I've never heard of any other word being spelled one way and then officially changed to another thing here in modern times. Like obviously if you go look at old newspapers and shit, words will be spelled differently, but I don't know of any other situation where there was like a hearing or something about it, right? Oh, let's see. Y-O-U-R, misinformed. My misinformed what? What? My misinformed cat? What are you talking about? But they literally changed the spelling of the word to hide the idea, quote it, to hide the idea that Semitism is a thing. They didn't want us realizing that anti-Semitism opposed something called Semitism. So here, this will give you this is the anti-Semitism spelling change, right? The primary spelling change has been from the hyphenated ANTI hyphen capital SEMITISM to the unhyphenated ANTI SEMITISM, none of which is capital. Reflecting the consensus of many Jewish organizations and scholars who argue the previous spelling implies a racial or ethnic group called Semites, which does not exist. The change was officially adopted by the Associated Press in 2021 and by institutions like the New York Times and the Dictionary.com, as well as International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. The shift emphasizes that the term is a unified concept of hatred and opposition towards Jews, not a political stance against a Semitic race. They're not a race of people to begin with. Jews aren't a race. But they changed the spelling so that we wouldn't think that anti-Semitism opposed something called Semitism. That was the given reason at the hearing. Matt, what's going on? It's fucking crazy, man. Right? It's crazy to think that that's how badly they want to, you know, they're manipulating things, like passing laws saying that the Israeli flag represents the Jewish race. There is no Jewish race. You can't convert your race. I can't just be like, all right, I'm Chinese now because I talk a this and I squint my eyes and I'm a stereotype of this. Everybody would think I was a piece of shit if I did that. Oh, I'm Chinese now. Call me Chinese. Like, same. God, I wanted to do this. Here, I'm gonna reset because obviously the feed's getting fucked up. But I want to change the title and I want to focus on something that just happened. So hopefully you come back and you are able to engage in the conversation because we're about to talk about something mind-blowing here in a minute. Yeah, make sure you make sure you come back. We're about to have some fun here. Pedophiles, kill yourself.